Welcome back to Network Africa. The federal government remains committed to meeting the June 2017 deadline for digitization, digital transmission, beg your pardon, following the successful launch to the analog to digital transmission in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Addressing a media briefing in Abuja, the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, explained that the next stop for the launch is Abuja and then Lagos. Alhaji Mohammed added that the government is meeting the relevant players to ensure the success of the project in Nigeria. He says the project was launched in Plateau State with over 15 channels currently watched free of charge with high resolution.
After the successful DSO rollout in Jos, we are now moving to Abuja and then Lagos before the DSO train goes across the country. You can now see that failure is not an option for us. Gentlemen, in the days ahead, we'll continue our engagement with all stakeholders in order to fine-tune the DSO process and continue our build-up to meeting the deadline of June 2017. We have responsibility, we have an obligation, not only to Nigeria, to the International Telecoms Union, to the TV viewers, and to the stakeholders, that we must not lag behind in this process, that we must not miss the deadline of June 2017 because of the repercussions. If we miss it, it means that all your television sets will just become boxes because there will be interference from every other place.
Minister of Information Alhaji Lai Mohammed. It's been 20 years since the Ajay oil field was discovered and has achieved its first oil. As a result of this development, Lagos State has been placed on the list of oil-producing states in the country. A milestone is coming after several missed targets for the achievement of first oil, the latest being March this year. We do understand that oil produced from the Ajay field will be stored on the front puffing, which has production capacity of 40,000 barrels of oil per day and storage capacity of 750,000 barrels per day. Well, I'm sure you're wondering what this is all about. We have our energy correspondent for Channels TV here to explain it all to us. Solu Phillips, so take it away.
Thank you very much.
Tell us how significant this is that Lagos, well, again, is discovering oil.
Well, I think it's important to also mention that discovering oil is just one leg of the entire process, because the truth is that
of a really long process.
Yes,
anyway.
there's a far more places in Nigeria where there is oil. Incidentally, the whole of Southwest has oil, because sometime the government of Ogun State was trying to drill for a borehole to set up something for SOS, and they kept hitting bitumen.
Oh.
So if you're hitting, and bitumen is like the last residue for oil. So if you're hitting bitumen, it means there's oil. You know, so, but again, the next question will be commercial quantity of that oil. The implication of putting Lagos on the list of oil-producing states is clear. To my mind, it means that, first of all, they will be entitled to the 13% derivation. But what I don't know now is what kind of arrangement the company drilling right now has in terms of how they drill. If it is a PSC, that's production sharing, or a JV. I doubt if it's a JV. So if it's a production sharing, it also comes with its politics, because if government agencies don't put their feet down to actually find out how much they're drilling, they can drill 40,000 or 45 and declare 40 to the government of Nigeria, and as well. Then again will be how you intend to really export, because Ajay is in Badagry, and the distance from that to where you have the refineries is quite a distance. So you want to decide if you're exporting that crude for refining, or you want to contribute that to what you have as local refining. So all of that is yet to happen. Discovering it,
yeah,
it's been there. That's why an OML. That's an OML, oil mining license. It means that there's oil there in the first place.
And it sounds like, you know, all of these details obviously haven't been fine-tuned. They're making them up as they go. They're still discussing, you know, the fine lines, you know, to all of this. But at the end of the day, the man on the streets is wondering, how does this news benefit me? What does this mean for me? Does it mean that Lagos State will eventually, those queues eventually disappear, or What exactly does
I can
that
understand
mean?
the sentiment when it comes to issues around oil right now, because everybody now suffers oil. We are just coming out from a protracted, long scarcity of petroleum products, especially PMS. So when you mention oil, everybody's interested. In terms of commercial quantity, 40,000 barrels, what can it produce? Maybe 1 million liters. And that may not be quite significant, because the 445,000 that is allocated to the federal government to refine through NNPC and all of that can produce at maximum capacity about 20 million liters. And our shortfall is 40 million liters. So you see, it's good that they're producing, it's good that they're going to create employment, it's good that Lagos is going to be listed, it's good that that would set off a lot of things. I'm aware that Lagos State is also setting up its own oil company, and it's also going to drill. It's also prospecting to get that. In about a fortnight, I will be on that platform where the oil has been discovered now and drilled in Ajay. I'll be on that platform to really see how far they've gone in terms of production, and know really how they intend to evacuate this. It's not enough to produce, drill, and store. How they intend to evacuate, how they intend to refine this product and maybe contribute. And the refining also is very important, because if it doesn't have premium on those refining, then
okay, so very quickly, fortunately, we're making progress. As with the fuel scarcity situation, the queues are getting shorter at the filling stations. Tell us exactly what's going on and how long this could possibly last, and any other measures being taken to prevent this from happening in the future.
Two things. We can't shy away from doing the right things and doing it quickly, which is get the system back to work, make sure the refineries stay working. Not shut down after a few while. Then also make sure that the supply that we're having right now continues to flood the market. I think NNPC has flooded the market with lots of vessels. Sometimes they receive about 36 vessels every day, and that's quite a lot to get the nation wet. Let's hope it continues, but it doesn't last.
It sounds like music in my ears for now. Thanks, Olu, for
joining us
on the program. And thank you for watching Network Africa. I am Amarachi Ubani.